leading to November of 2008 to figure out.
Look how happy they all are. You wouldn't believe we're in a quagmire in Iraq right now.
It looks like the Washington Christmas party.
A lot of strategy.
Everyone's just there and drunk,
always thinking
all dressed up.
Ahead here, trying to figure out how they're going to get the edge on the other person.
You know, it looks a lot different inside there, John. John Roberts is inside the House chamber tonight. This is a first for us. They're letting him report live from inside. The president has often said that what amazes him when he starts speaking at these kinds of events is how small it is, how close in everybody is to.
Look at all the red suits these women are wearing. It's ridiculous.
It's like a uniform.
Feels like what it looks like inside as opposed to...
It looks like you could go there and get somebody to sell you a house. Like the Ramada Inn. Staff is there. Every woman feels like she needs to be wearing red. Like Santa Claus's hookers are all hanging out at the same time. Hey, it's the Ron and Fez show. We're waiting to support the President of the United States. It's the State of the Union address tonight, Fezzy.
President Bush should be speaking. He should be, as soon as they get the cabinet sat down, it should be, I think the President comes in next.
Well, get him sat down. All right, here comes his little girl again.
There is a four-row balcony on top, which is the gallery where visitors can come and watch. You know, it's a substantial room. It's not a small place. But then again, it's not a huge ballroom.
Wait, talk about trying to kill time, these CNN guys.
Oh, yeah.
Is that the feed we're on, CNN?
Yeah, we're with CNN right now. That's the feed we're carrying.
Atmosphere, and I would say, just from looking here, that from the podium where the president will give his speech, it's probably a throw of about 10 or 11 feet to the front row, the first row of people here.
And down about,
that's in case he wants to throw out T-shirts.
Not much time to talk about is the significance of the Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi, tonight, being able to announce the president. She, in remarks to reporters, including myself, who met with her earlier today, talked about how.
All right, let's light this candle, kids. Come on.
To all the young women out
You're about
there in
losing
America,
me.
that at last the marble ceiling is being pierced in some way. Certainly that
marble
sure
ceiling.
Is
Enough.
You've heard from other female members of Congress.
Absolutely, and frankly, even male members of Congress. It was quite amazing when Nancy Pelosi actually took the gavel a couple of weeks ago. Even pretty conservative Republicans saying how remarkable it was.
Why do they make a big deal about her? I thought that the first female speaker was Tip O'Neill.
Tipper was the name he danced under.
Yeah.
And then later in politics, Tip, shortened it to Tip O'Neill.
The president's speech, because she is sort of used to, she wasn't a member of the rank and file, but she is used to sitting among the masses that you see there, and used to standing up and cheering.
All right, we're about ready to start this
when
thing.
the
Come
Republican president was speaking, but also maybe making it clear that she was unhappy with
Dana, hold on a second, because
yeah, Dana.
There he is. There's the big man.
Let's listen in.
Dana, shut your pie hole.
Madam Speaker, the President of the United States.
Oh, please don't take a year to get there. Just walk up. Here comes the President of the United States playing his music.
Here he comes. You suck. You suck. You suck. You suck. You suck. You suck.
They love him. There he is.
Very warm welcome for the man.
He's walking in. He's clearly smiling broadly. He's going to be reaching out to the Democrats. This is a
28% approval rating right now.
Last 2 years in
oddly enough, Son of Sam is at a 33%. So when your approval rating drops below David Berkowitz,
he knows this all too well. He also knows how politically
Fez, hit his music.
The expectation among the House...
Yeah, here he comes. The big man. George W. Bush.
They said, though, the true test will come.
Oh, wait, Aretha Franklin's got him.
When both parties are trying to cobble together any kind of consensus on the issue of health care, insurance, issues of how this country becomes less...
They love him.
...on foreign oil. All of those very contentious issues that have been battled about for years.
And there's the president meeting some of the senators, some members of the House.
He knows them.
Walking toward the podium. He'll be introduced.
Was he wearing a knit tie?
And it's going to be also interesting this time as opposed to years.
It's like he's got a tie from 1974.
Stand and applause on certain occasions. And you know what? The Vice President, Dick Cheney, might not necessarily be standing on other occasions. In the past, they've always been in tandem.
Well, that's his heart.
The Speaker was Dennis Hastert, a Republican. The President of the Senate, the Vice President, a Republican. Right now, we'll see what happens. It's going to be a whole new dynamic.
Let's see Dennis Hastert in the cheap seats now.
The revision of this speech, which I'm told came about an hour and a half ago.
At least now you can smoke.
Could go anywhere from 45 to 50 minutes. That's without frequent interruptions of clapping that we often see during these speeches.
And as is the custom, he presents his speech to the Speaker. There she is, Nancy Pelosi. Another copy to the Vice President.
Here's my speech. Read along.
Getting ready. Let's listen.
It comes back all covered in red marks for misspellings.
He will be introduced, and then shortly thereafter, the applause.
He used the term picture show. Why was that?
Let's let this moment breathe.
Yeah, let this moment breathe. There you go. Yeah, not a lot of good days in your life, is there, big man?
Look, it's picture day in the 3rd grade. Somebody just wet themselves.
That was Earl.
Oh.
All right, here we go. We ready to go. Oh, stop acting like you're bigger than life.
You're the president. You tell us when to go.
There's Nancy hitting the gavel. Stop, everyone.
Members of Congress, I have the high privilege
I'll
and
put some
the
bass in your voice,
honor
sister.
of presenting to you
Which one's Cheney?
President of the United States.
Cheney's wearing a tie that he got from Prince.
Thank you very much. And tonight I have the high privilege and distinct honor of my own as the first president to begin the State of the Union message with these words: Madam Speaker.
I think he's happy about it.
Yay! Boobies.
Yay! I lost Congress. I am so happy I dropped the ball midterm. I'm a lame duck. This is great news, everybody. In the meantime, here's some slides of Hussein's brother's heads coming off.
The late Congressman Thomas D'Alessandro Jr. from Baltimore, Maryland,
Baltimore,
saw Presidents Roosevelt and Truman at this rostrum.
What?
But nothing could compare with the sight of his only daughter, Nancy, presiding tonight as Speaker of the House of Representatives.
Is this State of the Union or a roast?
Jeez.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Thanks for losing Congress. Thanks, Joel.
Two members of the House and Senate are not with us tonight.
They were killed in Iraq.
For the recovery and speedy return of Senator Tim Johnson and Congressman Charlie Norwood.
Norwood's not there because he missed that field goal in Super Bowl 25.
I think it's Scott Norwood.
Vice President Cheney, members of Congress, distinguished guests, and fellow citizens.
I'm done.
The rite of custom brings us together at a defining hour when decisions are hard and courage is needed.
Courage to make it through the next 2 years.
With large endeavors underway and others that are
Ain't it the truth?